World War I morphed into civil war. The newborn communist state had to defeat its enemies, or die. The communists survived this deadly struggle, and the Soviet Union was able to raise its head among the nations. But that was far from the end of communist struggle. Repeated attempts were made to strangle the young country, many instigated or outright supported by the capitalist powers. In those years, the growth and modernization of the Red Army was the lifeblood of the Soviet Union's very survival. By the late 1930s, the Red Army had massively increased its theoretical combat power. But in reality, starting in
Comrade Rokossovsky, I have always considered you a very talented officer.
Thank you for your trust, Comrade Voroshilov.
Until recently, I was planning to promote you to ComCorps rank.
Why did you change your mind, Comrade Voroshilov?
Our ever-vigilant state security has uncovered some horrific facts about you, comrade.
You have been spying for both Japan and Poland. I have signed confessions from traitors to the state that prove it. Confess your crimes.
What is this nonsense? I served the Soviet Union faithfully and honorably.
You can lie to your cellmates, Rokossovsky. You are under arrest. The punishment for high treason is death. Rokossovsky, this is your last chance. Tell us who else was in on this conspiracy of yours.
I am innocent. I am not going to falsely accuse my comrades.
You have only to sign this confession to avoid the worst consequences. Well, if you are not with us, then you are against us. Let it be on your head. Ready? Aim! Fire!
Comrade Zhukov, I have always considered you a very talented officer.
Thank you, Comrade Voroshilov.
These are troublesome times. The motherland needs more such exemplary officers.
Unfortunately, Comrade Voroshilov, as we have seen, not all exemplary officers are truly loyal to the motherland.
Comrade Zhukov, the Japanese Imperial Army has suddenly invaded our ally, the Mongolian People's Republic. They started out with some border clashes, but now they are trying to grab territory.
It is our sacred duty to protect our socialist Mongol brothers. We must teach these Japanese militarists a harsh lesson.
Comrade Zhukov, I order you to travel to Mongolia at once. Inspect our troops there. Take over operational command if necessary.
It is an honor, Comrade Voroshilov.
Good luck, comrade. I will be waiting for some good news for a change.
I also will be waiting for reports of your diligent and loyal service to the motherland, Comrade Zhukov. Ready? Aim! Fire! You will sign the confession, Rokossovsky, or next time we shoot you for real.
Save your breath, comrade. I won't betray my fellow officers.
We shall see, comrade. Take him back to his cell.
Comrade Zhukov, several days ago the Japanese have invaded the Mongolian People's Republic. The Soviet Union has promised to defend her from any foreign aggression. Now the Red Army has been ordered to repel that treacherous attack. With a special order, Comrade Stalin has appointed you the commander of the 57th Special Rifle Corps. Your men are deployed in Mongolia.
Comrade People's Commissar for Defense, please brief me on the operational situation.
The Japanese are attacking from the puppet state Manchukuo. They have violated the Mongolian border and occupied the eastern bank of the Hulkin-Gol River, with the exception of a single bridgehead we have on the eastern riverbank. Fighting is severe, but our boys are holding. Thanks to that, we have a chance to organize a counteroffensive and throw the samurai out of Mongolia.
Do not forget, our bridgehead is under very serious pressure. Intelligence collected by my agents indicates that the Japanese have concentrated significant forces close to the supply depot of the 23rd Division. It looks like the Japanese are preparing for a decisive assault on our positions.
Thank you for the information, Comrade People's Commissar of State Security. In this case, I must call for reinforcements. At this moment, I am in desperate need of tank units.
The first reinforcements will arrive tomorrow. But for now, you will have to kill the enemy with the forces you have. Our bridgehead must remain in our hands at all costs. Remember, the best defense is a good offense. As soon as the opportunity arises, counterattack and eliminate the samurai threatening our bridgehead. Fight bravely and skillfully. Remember, you are fighting for our Soviet workers and for our great leader, Comrade Stalin.
They'll regret coming to our land.
Whatever their armor is.
Your forces are comprised of both core and non-core units. Core unit strength indicator is green and round-shaped, and for non-core units it is yellow and hexagon-shaped. Non-core units are allocated for one mission only, while the core units will accompany you throughout the campaign. You will be able to level them up and provide them with new equipment. These units are the ones which should be under your primary protection. Ammunition and fuel icons next to unit strength will allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the unit is still able to move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it can no longer move, the icon will be gray. Likewise, the ammunition icon shows whether the unit is attacked this turn. If the unit is low on ammunition or fuel, the corresponding icon is yellow. It becomes red once the unit has run out of it completely. Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests, swamps, shallows, and well-entrenched infantry units.
Packed with proletarian fury. Begin the bombardment.
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy positions after the artillery and air bombardment. It is also the best unit for storming cities, mountains, forests, and well-entrenched positions. A well-entrenched infantry is a tough target for the enemy assault.
Anti-tank gun, ready for duty.
Just point the gun towards the enemy.
Anti-tank artillery is effective against tanks and other hard targets. Your best tactic when using anti-tank artillery is to position it next to your other forces to provide them with fire support versus attacks from enemy tanks.
Your reinforcements, Comrade Zhukov, as requested. I kept my word. Now it's up to you to see this operation through.
Thank you, Comrade People's Commissar for Defense. This gives me enough to kick those samurai in the teeth like they deserve. Their units probably haven't had time to dig in. On these open plains, our tanks will make short work of them. When in doubt, improvise. Moving out.
Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you with full intelligence information regarding the presence of enemy forces, thus making your attack more effective. A reconnaissance unit can move several times per turn, as long as it has move points left. Once the reconnaissance unit notices the enemy, it automatically stops and they can move again. If an enemy surrenders to your reconnaissance unit, it gains full information about all the enemy units nearby.
Motherland's armor!
This unit has heavy equipment. Units with heavy equipment cannot move if they do not have ground transport. Additionally, they cannot board air transport and can only disembark from naval transport at a seaport.
Hit them!
Ready to kill some imperialists.
Close your ears.
Damage is indicated with the numbers above the unit being attacked. For ground and aircraft units, there are two types of damage, lethal and non-lethal. Both lethal and non-lethal damage decrease the unit's strength. However, non-lethal damage at the same time increases the number of units damaged, which can later be restored. Naval units always receive only lethal damage. However, they have multiple ship parts with their corresponding HP, thus damage against them is split. Ship parts except the hull are repaired over time by ship maintenance. Hull HP cannot be restored in any way.
They won't hear it coming.
Frontoviki, attention.
You have selected an entrenched unit. When a ground unit finishes its turn while still being able to move, it gains 1 level of entrenchment. The unit can have up to 6 levels of entrenchment. Each level of entrenchment increases all defenses by 1.
We've repelled the Japanese attack on our bridgehead. We hammered those capitalist samurai.
Comrades, now is not the time to celebrate. My agents say the Japanese have now crossed the Halkan Goal near the Bain-Saigon mountain. They are digging in there. The samurai can strike at your rear at any moment.
Zhukov, just crush them with our mighty tanks and be done with it.
We can't just throw our tanks at the Japs. The samurai will burn them. First, we need to soften up their infantry with attacks from the air. Then we should send in the tanks, but only with the support of our own infantry.
You are far too timid for a cavalry commander. You underestimate the bravery of the workers' and peasants' Red Army. Have you forgotten how we smashed the White Guards in the Civil War with nothing but cold steel and rifles? But do as you wish. I hope the units you have will be enough to storm Bain-Saigon.
We can see the whole front from up here.
Fighter planes are vital for gaining air superiority. Keep your fighter watch out, it's anti-aircraft overwatch fire. It is costly to attack the enemy positions protected by anti-aircraft units. Try making a preliminary attack on the enemy anti-aircraft units to disable their overwatch ability before sending any aircraft squadrons to engage them.
Where to, Commander?
Tactical bombers are flying artillery and a great tool for wreaking havoc on any enemy troops. While the attacks on targets covered by enemy anti-aircraft units can cost you the loss of aircraft.
It's a tough job, but the view is 1,000,000 rubles.
Shells are running low. Moving as ordered.
Just point the gun towards the enemy. Adjusting sights. Tank crew on standby. Ready to roll all over them. Opening fire. Where to now, Comrade Commander? For the motherland! Load up!
Last thing they'll ever see. What is your order? Team, let's show some professionalism. Comrades, we got him.
Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your forces. It can weaken enemy fortifications to allow your troops to attack without heavy losses. It is also good for defense, as it provides fire support to the ground units within its range. However, its main strength is its long firing range, which allows you to destroy the enemy troops from afar. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to aircraft attacks.
It seems like the Japanese fighter pilots are getting an upper hand against our aircraft. How did they learn to fly like that?
That won't last. We won't let samurai fly circles around Soviet pilots. I am sending you a squadron of our finest aces and also a crack unit of anti-aircraft artillery. That's all you should need to get air superiority. Stalin's Falcons will teach the Japanese a lesson in aerobatics. The village of Jinjin-Sume lies at the intersection of several strategic routes. It is a point that the Japanese could use as a springboard for attack. It must be cleared of enemy units. Anyone call for divine intervention?
This target has the fire support of enemy fighter planes. It is costly to attack any enemy plane next to an enemy fighter.
You, on the ground, catch!
Flying like a bird. Wish my pa could see this.
This is a long-range bomber. It has higher fuel capacity and more defense, but lower attack parameters due to the higher altitude of bombing runs. Such bombers are better escorted with long-range fighters, or fighters fitted with extra fuel tanks during their long-range mission.
Motherland's finest. For the motherland. Not so tough now, huh? It's a tough job, but the view is 1,000,000 rubles. Strafing run successful. Recon team awaiting orders. Wait for a clear shot.
Tank crew on standby. Not much fighting spirit left in them.
Fire from the sky!
An anti-aircraft unit is a powerful and versatile weapon. Its main purpose is to protect your forces from enemy aircraft by overwatch, fire support, and direct attack of the enemy. However, it can also effectively combat ground units. Large caliber anti-aircraft artillery is a good weapon for destroying enemy tanks.
They'll regret coming to our land. Opening fire! Ugh, I'm getting cooked inside this thing. What is your command? We don't need roads. We're in a tank.
Beware of ambushes. Getting into an ambush delays the offensive and burdens your units with unnecessary losses. To avoid being ambushed, you should first use reconnaissance to scout the route you're going to follow and locate enemy troops, so they cannot take you by surprise.
What's your command? I don't care how sore your feet are.
Last thing they'll ever see. Their disguise is shameful.
Packed with proletarian fury. Full blast! Target is no more! Fire from the sky. Pressure normal, advancing as ordered.
We can see the whole front from up here. We're attacking. Improvise.
Where to now, Comrade Commander? Opening fire! Standing by for orders. Don't let me down now, Tin Can! Tank crew on standby. Firing the heavy caliber! Tank crew awaiting order.
Beware the fire support of the enemy artillery if you attack enemy troops with an artillery unit nearby.
Give them hell, comrades!
Recon team standing by.
Our aim won't falter. Repositioning!
Ready to make some craters.
Stalin's Falcons. Strafing them. Enemy has turned tail. Fighters of the Soviet Air Force. Look at that, an ace in the making.
Runner be removed. We cast the biggest shadows. The enemy is running. Great.
Our knives are sharp. Key point captured. The Japanese that grabbed Bain Sagan are completely destroyed. Those samurai will remember this lesson for a long time.
Congratulations. Now we have to push the Japanese invaders out of Mongolia. You must advance to the northeast and capture the 23rd Infantry Division supply depot and the Nomanan Board Obo stone cairn that marks the Manchukuo-Mongolian border.
My reports indicate fresh Japanese troops are preparing to cross the Halkin Gol north of the Bain Saigon. If you don't stop them, this war is lost!
Thank you for the warning, Comrade Beria. We'll welcome the samurai in proper Red Army style. Let them try to cross the Halkin Gol. They will drown there.